When Pakistan's Burning Dragon shot down a gust in the conflict between India and Malaysia, the Western media exclaimed that this was impossible. Today, I want to tell the world that this is just the tip of the iceberg of China's military industry. Put away your lack of confidence. When the J-20 let F-355 go on a supersonic radar of 1.8 Machs, this air battle broke the myth that Western high-end preparations were invincible, and it completely shattered that China could only imitate. When laying the foundation for the Chinese Air Force to reach the top of the world, why is the J-20 called the King of Stealth? The first thing you need to know is that being invisible does not mean disappearing, but being visible means being unable to hit. In the past, the US F-117 Nighthawk fighter did not fight the Alliance. It was because the Air Defense Force knew that the plane was in tooling, but there was nothing they could do about it. However, he was hit, and because it opened the bullet gun at the moment it launched the missile, it could not be completely stealthy. A fighter jet is a tractor, while at 20 o'clock, the radar reflecting surface has almost 0.01 bottles of rice, which is equivalent to a sparrow's full-body clothing. The plasma image can activate radar waves and cooperate with the original bomb bay design, and it still keeps standing up even when the missile is launched. On the other hand, the FR shooting area of 091 square meters sounds the shadow firebug of the empty palace in the radar display screen. Once Chinese fighter planes were nested in the heart. The F2 engine has a distinct color. The inner Mach ring is like the alliance of China's military industry growth, recording the magic and pain of time lap by lap. China's military industry is moving from a mature and strong gear. Let's look at the FR2 Red Umbrella 15. The maximum thrust is 18.5 tons, which surpasses the Lufe 119 engine. No one can check the thrust of this engine, because for the Chinese military industry, there is no peak, only transcendence. If I told you that it only takes 20 minutes to get from Beijing to Shanghai, you would definitely not be detailed, or even that. The J-20 can do it, and can fly for 30 minutes at 1.8 Machs without opening galley. The 15 is made of 2002 K high temperature, and its lifespan is 40% longer than similar products in the United States. This is the full embodiment of J-20. He is not only a fighter plane, but also a Joji sword with wings. If the J-20 appears on the British-Pakistani battlefield, what do you think his depends on? As a man, don't deny that you definitely want to own one, or even one. However, when you know the mobility, you will instantly. Because his myth of maneuver is called the 5 Sky of Death under 9G. It is not about flying faster than anyone, but about flying harder than anyone. J-20 pilots must withstand a continuous 9G disaster, which is equivalent to 1.5 tons of weight pressed on their bodies for 10 seconds, while the standard for BR2 pilots is only 8.5 G. GN20 has an original Shengli body suppression of 20 buckets, such as 30 degrees per second, BFRO, 15% centimeter climbing rate, 350 meters per second, 3 seconds. Being able to clear missile locks during the dogfight between the J-20 and the S-35 means Western pilots have no chance to escape. The J-20 is not just a killer, it's a supercomputer in the sky with radar detection reaching 400 kilometers, comparable to seeing the Taiwan Strait from Shanghai. The F-35's radar detects 220 kilometers. The J-20 can also use data to practice and command drone swarms for medium aircraft tactics. A J-20+6 Attack 11 UAV is enough to destroy a loader's shoulder-lock target and launch missiles behind the aircraft to protect nuclear strikes. This is the future air combat. The West is still fighting alone. China has compiled wars. We have committed phobias. In addition, our ancestors taught us more pure churches and did not overwhelm ourselves, creating the 5 cool forms of the J-20. Do you think the J-20 can only be stealthy? Actually, he can take air form. There are 6 built-in tankers dedicated to killing enemy early warning aircraft. In the beast mode, 12 missiles plus 2 are mounted, and 1 tool is forced at once. The SE-5 also has the beast mode, but that is only the concept. The composite pricing technology of J-20 is still in the PPT section to be put into practice. This is Chinese wisdom. If you want rules, we create rules, and you have to smash all our hegemony. From a foreign version of experience to the king generals of the J-20, remember that the weapons sold by China are always lower than those for its own use.